Are you serious? I mean, are you serious? Okay, it's the Christmas flightmare, the Christmas nightmare. Thousands, and I mean tens and tens of thousands of people are stranded all across America on this Christmas Eve. Oh, they're going to need to get John Candy and Steve Martin because they can't take planes, so they may have to find trains and automobiles to make it home for Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I'll be home for Christmas. If not by plane, then watch for me. What? I'll be walking down that lonely street. Okay, look, guys, I'm sorry. I had to go there. Maybe a little bit out of key, might have been a little pitchy, but this is what I'm saying. People are stranded everywhere. Flights are being canceled all across America. And you want to know the cause? The pandemic. Let me tell you more about this in just a second. But first, let's put a shout out real fast for noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Now, stocks hit an all-time high, but the economy, they say, is roaring. Yet the consumer confidence at a 10-year low, and this inflation has caused prices to go up 30% across the board. Have you been to the gas pumps lately? Are you serious? Try to buy a pound of bacon. What? I'm not faking. My mind is aching. My back is breaking. There's no eggs in bacon. So it's getting crazy out there. So there's something up with all this, okay? And so you might want to consider picking up the phone and calling Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Colin Plume at noblegoldinvestment.com. Maybe you should take a look at your retirement funds while you still can, while the value's still there, and roll that cash, those stocks, the cash, the money you have in there, roll it into a protective metal, okay? Silver or gold IRA, and let them protect 25% of it, maybe 50% of it, okay? You don't want to have all your eggs in that basket. So again, go to noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Tell them Pastor Begley sent you over there, okay? Wow. Yes, it's true. We've got a very chaotic situation. Lufthansa, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, these guys, just those three major airlines themselves have canceled over 3,000 flights over this Christmas holidays. Thousands, tens of thousands of people are stranded everywhere trying to figure out how they're going to get home. It's going to be crazy, folks. But let me tell you all about this, because I think when you start to look at everything that's going on in this crazy world, the global reset is what everyone's talking about. But we might be dealing with something even more sinister than that. And what does that mean, even? Global reset. When we talk about biblical prophecy in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, or in Revelation 6, when we start talking about the black horseman of the apocalypse with a pair of balances in his hand, the economy being affected drastically by the events that are about to take place. Let me just show you what else, what they're saying. But at least these three major airlines said they have canceled dozens of flights because of illnesses largely tied to the Omicron variant of COVID-19 have taken a toll on the flight crews. This is a very serious situation, and it's affecting three major airlines right at the worst time it could happen, right during the Christmas holiday travel. Let me tell you all about this and what we're finding out about it. Okay, at least the top three, or one of the three major airlines, I shouldn't say top three, but at least three major airlines say they have canceled over 3,000 flights because of illnesses largely tied to Omicron variant of the pandemic. they have taken a toll on the flight crews. It's the flight crews. Numbers during the busiest holiday travel season there is, Christmas Eve. Now, the Germany-based Lufthansa said today that it was canceling a dozen long-haul transatlantic flights over the Christmas holiday period. That's a ton of people who are going to be going from Germany to the U.S. or from the U.S. to Germany for such a time as this. Or maybe they were going to London, but usually into the German market. This is, or maybe you're going to Paris on your way to the Middle East or over to Rome. You got a lot of people massively being canceled out. They won't be home for Christmas because of a massive rise in the sick leave among pilots. The cancellation on flights to Houston, we have a problem, to Boston, and into Washington, D.C. have been the large buffer of additional staff for the period. The airline says it couldn't speculate on whether the pandemic infections or the quarantines were responsible because it was not informed about this sort of illnesses. Passengers were booked on other flights. Lufthansa said it is a statement that we planned a very large buffer for the vacation period, but this was not sufficient due to the high rise of people calling in sick among the staff, especially the pilots. Now, the U.S.-based Delta Airlines and United Airlines said they had to cancel again. We're talking thousands of flights now for Christmas Eve because of staff shortages tied to Omicron. And the United Airlines canceled 170 flights just this morning, while Delta Airlines has just canceled 133 flights early this morning, and it's going to get worse. The nationwide spike in Omicron cases this week have had a direct impact on the flight crews and the people who run our operation, says United Airlines statement. As a result, we're unfortunately had to cancel some of our flights, not some. Guys, we're talking about tons of flights, thousands of people stranded, and are being notified of the impact on the customers in advance of them coming to the airport. A lot of them, though, have already gotten to the airport, especially the international traveling. And so you can imagine it's Christmas Eve, you're going home, you're trying to make it, you got the fam, you're on your way to the airport to go home to grandma's, and all of a sudden you get a text, flight canceled. Now you don't know, what do you do now? What do we do now? Okay, you were going to fly across the country. You were going to go into Boston. You were trying to make it down to Houston. And now what do you do? The airline said it was working to try to rebook as many people as they could, but with the shortages of pilots, you can't fly planes without a pilot. Delta Airlines said it canceled its flights today because of the impact of Omicron and possibly of bad weather. Now, they're going to use the bad weather thing because if they say bad weather, they don't have to reimburse you. They don't have to reimburse. If you get stranded, then and it's not for bad weather, okay, they have to buy you. They got to get you a hotel room, put you up, take care of you, give you vouchers. But if they say it's bad weather, then they don't have to reimburse, or you have to figure out your own way. So when you hear this, well, it could be for Omicron or possibly bad weather, Delta's going to pull this card. They're going to use the bad weather clause, and you may be stranded and no options, no hotel to go to. Maybe you've already made it happier. You've already done one flight. You're connecting. You're stuck in the wrong city. It's not where you're headed to. It's a disaster, okay? And after they exhaust all options and resources, including rerouting and substitutions of aircraft and crews to cover scheduled flighting, it said in a statement that it was trying to get passengers to their destination as quickly as they can. But these cancellations come as the infections fueled by the new variant further squeeze the staffing at hospitals, police departments, supermarkets, and other critical operations struggling to maintain a full contingent of frontline workers. And to ease the staffing shortages, some countries, including Spain and the UK, have reduced the length of the quarantine period by letting people return to work sooner after testing positive or being exposed to the variant. Now, Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bainston was among those who have called on the Biden administration to take similar steps or risk further disruptions in air travel by shortening the quarantine process and not so that he can get his workers and staff back to work. But that's not really the problem. To be honest, guys, the problem is the massive amounts of people that are calling in sick, calling off work, tons of pilots. And because of that, you have a huge, huge, huge problem. And that is people are being stuck everywhere. It's a nightmare. It's the night before Christmas, and all through the airport, people are standing without even a seaport. They're crying. The children are crying. The stockings are bare. They were all hoping that St. Nicholas somehow would be there. But in the quietness of the night, I hear the little elves running at night, and they all looked at each other and said, Santa, what will you do? And he said, well, what can I say? I have Omicron too. What? This is getting ugly, guys. I'm just saying, it's getting ugly out there. It's the nightmare before Christmas, and it's getting ugly. So prayers going out to everybody stranded. Trust me. You know, I've been flying in planes for most of my life, traveling as a manufacturer rep for many years, working in secular business for 25 years. I don't even know how many flights. And then as a preacher, the last 12 years, traveling all over the country and in the world, preaching the gospel. I have flown on every airline and every flight you can think of. And most of the time, I'm blessed, very blessed and highly favored. But there are times that I have been stuck in airports. The worst one I can remember still is 3 days and 3 nights in JFK. Heidi and I both, after returning from a 12-day trip to Israel, and the two of us went, we're on our way home. We're stuck in JFK for 3 days and 3 nights. I mean, I felt like that. I felt like Tom Hanks in that one movie. You know, they kept saying, we're going to reschedule. And they would reschedule 6 hours later. And then we'd wait for the 6 hours. They'd say, sorry, flight canceled. But you've just been booked to another flight. It's going to be in 8 hours. Okay. So you're still in the airport. You're dragging your luggage around. You're eating at the same 3 restaurants in the airport, you know. After a while, all of the waitresses and waiters and even the cooks know you by name. It gets ugly after a while, guys. It gets real ugly. Your hair, you need a shower, you need a shave, you need some kind of comfort. You're exhausted. You're dragging the luggage. It's awful. Imagine being on the road right now. These folks stranded everywhere during this Christmas season. If you're where you need to be for Christmas, if you're home for Christmas, then you should be very happy because God has blessed you. Because I can tell you, it's not fun to be stuck out there all alone. It's really not fun. One thing I can say for sure, Jesus is still the reason for the season. At least 3 major airlines said they have canceled dozens of flights because of illnesses largely tied to the variant and have taken a toll on the flight crews. So our prayers are going out to everybody out there. It's a tough time, but I'll play a song. Maybe this will help us feel a little better. And there's more current events we got to talk about. Maybe this will help you. I was walking home from school on a cold and winter day. Took a shortcut through the woods and I lost my way. It was getting late, and I was scared and alone. And a kind old man took me by the hand, and he led me home. Mama couldn't see him, but she was standing there. I knew in my heart he was an answer to my prayer. Oh, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you in our darkest hour, show us how to live. They teach us how to give, to guide us with the light of love. When life held troubled times, had me down on my knees, there's always been someone to come and comfort me. Kind word from a stranger to lend a helping hand, a phone call from a friend just to say I understand. Ain't it kind of funny, at the dark end of the road, someone lit the way with just a single ray of hope. I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you in your darkest hours. They show us how to live. They teach us how to give, guide us with the light of love. They wear so many faces, show up in the strangest places, grace us with their mercy in our time of need. There are angels among us. I believe there are angels among us. Oh, I believe there are angels among us. I believe there are angels among us. Yes, I tell you what, there are angels among us. Thank God there is. You might need to call on your guardian angel. Ask the Lord to send you some help if you're out there stranded. We're praying for everyone that is in that condition. It's not a fun place to be. And people are stressed out trying to make it where they want to be during this Christmas season. We hope and pray that you're able to make it. Guys, let me also say to you real quick, Heidi would tell you right now, and I just picked up my immune bottle here. This, of course, is immune support. This is the silver, where you can just take a swig every morning, like I do, and get your day started. You really don't want to mess around with this, guys, out there. There's a lot of germs floating around everywhere, as it's quite evident. And so because of this situation, you might want to go to our website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. We have the silver gel for any wounds, any cuts, abrasions, burns. That silver technology healing so well. You might want to get that. Also, don't forget about the toothpaste. Okay, that is really one of the best ways to kill the germs. Get them early. Just every morning, every evening, brush your teeth with the silver toothpaste. It has a wintergreen taste. There's no fluoride. That's what's so amazing. No fluoride. Praise God for that, because wow, You don't need that. You don't want that. Because I tell you, if you're able to, first of all, if you can avoid so many of these crazy, crazy things that they do and what they put into the food and everything else, just terrible. So get the wound gel, get the toothpaste. If you get a scratch, a little bit of scratchy throat, I told you that I had that a couple of days ago. It started. I started using the lozenges, the silver lozenges with the manuka honey. Wow. Got better by the next morning. Last night I used a couple more just to be sure. I want to get out ahead of it. Plus, I'm taking my swigs of silver and red. I feel great today. I'm singing this morning. I feel wonderful. I'm not going to let anything get a hold of me through the grace of God and a little bit of preventive. And then take a swig of this every day. So go to my website right now. If you're getting low on some of your silver products or you don't have any at all, hurry. Go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com, paulbegleyprophecy.com, and go and up at the top there it'll say store at the top of the website. Click on the store. There'll be a list of different items that you can go to: books, DVDs, music CDs, all kinds of stuff. But kind of toward the bottom it says Silver Biotics. Click on that silver. Let it show you all 4 of our silver items. Be sure you get what you need to protect you and your family in this time that we're in. Certainly, we're living in a time of great distress and really confusion. But it is the last days. And so this is what the Bible said would come. All right, guys, God bless all of you. I posted earlier this morning the television show that's going to air again this coming Sunday. I think at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, that TV show. It's called The Shekinah Glory, a biblical insight, where I'm actually discussing the power of the falling of the Shekinah glory with Pastor Melvin Whittington and Israel Hall. This is a television show that's going to air this weekend at 5 p.m. Eastern on Channel 45 out of Orlando, Florida. And then at 8 p.m. on the Jim Baker Network, Praise the Lord, on Sunday evening. And then at 10 p.m. on World Harvest Television Network across the nation as well. We'll be airing it at 10 p.m., as well as Channel 46 out of South Bend, Indiana, and Channel 40 out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and at 9 p.m. local time out of Honolulu, Hawaii. All of that on Sunday night. Now, on Monday morning at 8:30 in the morning, the show will air on Channel 27 in Louisville, Kentucky. And then throughout the week, the same show will air twice in each of these locations: Jonesboro, Arkansas, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and Little Rock, Arkansas, all on VTN, Victory Television Network, throughout the week. So opportunity to see this broadcast, or you can watch it right now if you'd like to on my YouTube channel. It's featured at my YouTube channel, and you can watch it right now. It's a great interview, and to hear both Pastor Melvin, myself, and then my interview with Israel Hall, all on one show, talking about the Shekinah glory and some great stories that we share. And I think it'll give you a good feeling about the glory of God. God bless all of you. I'll be back with more current world events. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Okay? Be safe and pray for these that are stuck trying to travel. It's an ugly, ugly thing. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good morning, everyone. I'll be back later today with more. God bless. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Last night, I don't know how many people were saved. There was a lot of people saved last night. And this year, we've seen over 5,700 people before this week. So I don't know how many this week, but God is truly saving people. And that's actually the most important thing that we could say or do, is ask people to give their life to Jesus Christ. Okay. And you could, the Bible says that whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. God bless all of you. He's coming soon. Merry Christmas.